Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. In this one, we're going to be doing what your special talent is. Wink, wink. So, feel free to choose one of these piles. We have 4 piles to choose from, as usual. And this reading is going to be fun, juicy. I just want it to be lighthearted and yeah, we're going to see specifically when it comes to your special talent, how it shows up in your life, what people think of it, and we'll just go from there. So enjoy. Feel free to pause this video for a moment to choose which pile you feel the most drawn to. And then once you've chosen, you can pause this video and then fast forward to the timestamp in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and without further ado, we will get started with pile 1. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. For all of you who chose this bluish, blue apatite stone, this is your reading. Let's get into it. First, we're going to start with your oracle card, and then we'll go from there. So we have Moonflower. You guys are naturally gifted when it comes to your psychic abilities and your ability to tune into people. That's actually the first thing that I'm picking up on, is your special talent has to do with your senses and picking up on certain cues or feelings, especially when it comes to other people. So yeah, if you have a bad feeling or an ick about someone or even a situation, you guys are pretty quick to be able to read those feelings and those signals or signs, however you're picking those cues up, and then come to a decision and say no or follow your intuition. You guys also have a way of letting things blossom and leaving situations where they're meant to and kind of moving on as well, because the moon in general is associated with endings, beginnings, cycles of time and nature. So you guys, in addition, have a good sense of when things are coming to their natural ending. And also, I think that goes along with having a strong intuition as well, because you know instinctively when things are time, when their natural cycle has run out and it's time to move on. And seeing that this card is connected to the owl spirit, obviously this is strongly about intuition and vision, but owl is linked to wisdom. So you guys are also gifted with a high level of wisdom, regardless of your age and your background too. That's something that people are actually impressed by much of the time. Has to do with them being surprised at how much insight and wisdom you have, despite either your age or lack of experience, or in certain areas, for instance, how quickly you can take on, especially in a job setting or in any setting. You guys can be quick to, again, pick up on those cues from other people to know what to do instinctively, but also to learn things pretty quickly. So let's get into your tarot. Let's see. What is, oh my gosh, judgment. What is pile 1's special talent? You guys also have a gentle touch. That is definitely part of this talent, because you can let things be, you can guide people, you have wisdom. Some of you guys would make very good healers or just advisors too, because you can kind of brush people into, past their problems and to looking beyond that, which can be useful, especially in your own life too. Okay, the Eight of Swords. What is pile one's special talent? And I think you guys also make very good judges of character too. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, the Chariot in reverse, as well as the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Seeing that we have a lot of reversals also makes me think that you guys are extra in tune to your intuition, because having reversed cards traditionally signals that the meaning is inverted or being played out by the shadow side. So you guys could actually be more connected to your shadow self and even your inner self too, because the reversals make me think that all this energy is being drawn inward as opposed to the external. And then what's interesting here about this Eight of Swords being the only card upright in your reading, this could indicate that this special talent of yours kind of stumps you up at times. You might not be sure if it's actually a talent or more so a burden or something that kind of ties you up or strays from time to time or has led you astray, because this isn't necessarily the card of having the best judgment. That's actually interesting, because you guys remember that Judgment card was the first to appear like a minute ago. So discernment, judgment, and this strong intuition of yours are all part of this special talent. To some, it could seem like you don't know where you're going or where your direction is. I think it can be hard for you guys at times not knowing things, but relying a lot on your intuition, or even questioning whether you should, because I think it can be hard, especially when other people put pressure on you to act or make a decision, and you feel one way, but reason or logic is inclining you to do something else. So I think that this puts you in this difficult spot a lot of the time, pile one. Let's pull some more cards though. Let's see. Can we get some more info on this? Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles. But you guys are guided to do what's right. I think you have a strong moral capacity and sense of empathy for others and for yourself. I honestly think that your special talent is guidance, your ability to not just guide others, but guide yourself through your life, even though it can seem a lot of the time like you have no idea, even to yourself, where you're actually going or what is to come of this. You still have that inkling to do something regardless, or to follow your intuition, because you know that it's right. It's the right thing to do in the moment. Or if something doesn't resonate or just feels off, you guys are more inclined than most to use that as a valid reason for why not to go along with something, which is very cool. Okay, let's see. Can we get some animal spirit guides? What animals are associated with this talent? Oh my gosh, this is taking a bit of time. Okay, so we have deer. And we also have dolphin, too. You guys are naturally more introverted, I think. I mean, for some of you guys who are extroverted, though, you still have that very gentle, soft nature that we've been talking about. Deer makes a lot of sense because it is an animal that will run away very fast, even at the slightest inkling, right, of a stranger or a predator, right? So again, we have that sense of you guys being very alert, honest, and also very much so in tune with your surroundings, with others around you, and also to discern. Dolphin is a very playful energy. Actually, both of these animals make me think of youthfulness, innocence. Dolphin especially is very social and communicative. It's a smart creature. So again, wisdom. I think your special talent surprises people a lot because maybe they're just not assuming you to be as wise, just looking at the surface at how playful or gentle you seem to be, okay? So let's keep going and get you guys some more cards. Pile 1. What is your special talent? I honestly just want to say it's your wisdom, your sensitivity, as well as your communication skills too. Especially with dolphin. Oh my gosh, you guys, we have dictionary, communication. And we also have dowsing rods, seeker. Yeah, you guys, you have a sense of ambition and adventure. You look beyond the ordinary or the mundane. You have an instinct that there's something else out there. There's more to life than simply the day-to-day activities or what's in one's bank account, what one can readily or tangibly hold or has to their name. I don't know why, but because society places so much emphasis on these simple responsibilities, you guys are more inclined to look elsewhere. That's another thing with deer. Deers are very curious. And sometimes, you know, when you have a stray deer who goes away from the pack, it can be a sign of danger. They are weary of that or aware of that. But also at the same time, they might find other areas to graze or places to discover. This card is also linked to intuition and letting that guide you on your path. So let's roll the astro dice. Can we get any more info on what pile 1's special talent is? Okay, so we have Libra, third house, and Mars. So the third house is the house of communication, also short distance travel. You guys do have a way of like communicating. You have a social intelligence, and especially with Libra, which is a social sign. Although this is interesting though, because Mars and Libra are sort of clashing energies because Mars wants to act. It can be hasty while Libra would rather wait. So that's what's interesting about you guys. I think sometimes this nature of yours is different from how it appears to others, or people just don't assume, because you have, at least on the outside, you look very gentle and playful, but you guys, you will go out on your own. You are very independent and capable, so people would be more likely to underestimate you for that. And this dictionary, of course, you guys contain a lot of knowledge and information about the world. You seek to gather and accumulate more of it. That could also be part of this special talent, is accumulating information and also learning about the world, your surroundings, because I think you have this inner desire to go beyond, to do something with your life that involves seeking out experiences, being active and not, and even maybe leaving your home, going beyond this short distance to see what else is out there. Because again, Dolphin is very adventurous and likes to experiment, try new things. So to sum up this reading, I would say your talent is all about your sensitivity, your connection to your heart, as well as communication and following your intuition. Because again, people can be intuitive, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to choose to follow it or not. I think with you guys, you are very adeptly tuned into yourself, your inner self, and your heart, but you're also more inclined to follow it. You have a way of being able to convey that to others and also to reassure them and to let them follow their own path, their own intuition too. So I will leave this pile here for now. These were the main messages that were coming through. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give this pile a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome. And I will see you guys later. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. For those of you who chose this red calcite crystal, let's see what your special talent is. So we have white buffalo. I want to say your rootedness, your stability, you serve as a bedrock resource to others around you who do really care about you. The white buffalo, in its essence, is the most pure, the most ascended version of the buffalo spirit. And buffalo is known for its groundedness, its bond with its pack, and also its mobility too. It does move on to better fields, better grazing areas. You guys do have a bit of a wanderer spirit though. It might be hard for you to stay in one place for long. You could travel, you could enjoy that, meeting new people. But a special talent you do have, it's like your loyalty, though. You do always fall back on your pack and those around you, but you're also open to new things, new experiences, and ways of viewing or understanding the world. you have a strong connection to the earth and perhaps where you come from, your homeland. So home is very important. Your connection to family. Yeah, I want to say your special talent is being able to root yourself in a new location, or yeah, find ways of securing and finding stability for yourself in almost any situation. That's something you guys are able to do that's unique to you. And I think that's very hard for a lot of people when they move around, or even being open can be challenging, but you guys are able to find a fine balance between that. I feel like this is also a gift from maybe one of your past lives where you had to adapt very fast, or maybe you've experienced it earlier on in this life, is having to move around a lot or needing to be open while also maintaining your connection to home, or being able to root yourself in a situation or find that inner sense of grounding and centeredness. So let's keep going. And we're going to pull you guys some tarot. Pile 2. Okay, the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, there we go. That sense of grounding, staying centered. 4 is definitely the number of foundations. It can be rigid at times, but 4 is kind of that builder number. It's associated with evenness, balance, while also maintaining certain structures. Oh, we have the Ten of Swords. That's the first. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Okay, the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Wow. This Ten of Swords is a tricky energy. Maybe you guys have had to be in some painful emotional situations in your life where you've had to say goodbye to people and keep your loved ones close, or keep something close to you, close to your heart. But it's really the important things that matter to you in life that keep you going. I think you guys also are very successful too, because you're able to see past the now and look to the future. You do have a very future focused vision and approach to life, which has suited you well and continues to do so. And I think that's giving you options, or that opens up different avenues that could be closed off to a lot of people, because also you guys, unlike most, are willing to explore options, like weird possibilities, or, I think it comes down to seeing what's out there, but also keeping open and grounded, seeing things and experiencing things firsthand for yourself. You guys, the direction you're moving towards in life is closer to becoming this divine teacher, or person who is an expert actually on a lot of different things. For instance, you could end up being a language teacher, or someone in a role where you maintain your natural, the things that come naturally to you, or your way of home and of where you come from, while also bringing that to the world and sharing it with other people. You do have a lot to offer others, and I think people realize that as well, that you're very gifted in perhaps a lot of different ways, okay, or in a lot of different areas. You have knowledge and experience to back you up. And you guys are also very curious. You're forever curious and on to new things. So I think people do look to you actually for leadership, or that's another thing though too with the buffalo, is taking charge and being the person who builds your own destiny and future, which I can see as well with this Queen of Wands or Broads, because she's very proactive, creative, and passionate about life and herself. She wants to create a world of adventure. Never lose that sense of wonder, or of closing off certain dreams or possibilities for your future, because they'll always be here waiting if you want them to. All right, next I want to pull some animal spirit guides to see what kind of energies are linked to this talent and that are also guiding this force. Pile 2. What is their talent? Their special talent. Okay, let's try this again. Pile 2. Ooh, cosmic egg. Wow. And we also have camel too. Camels can carry a lot on their back. And also with camel, I associate this animal with travel, with foreign lands and places. So again, you guys, this is part of your mission though in life. I think that's why you're gifted with this talent, and that is what it's leading you towards in your future, is just constantly being in movement and also learning and picking up new things as you go, new possibilities and dreams. Also, you can see here with the moon how that intuition that's guiding the camel, it is connected to its inner self. It's more sensitive and in tune with the deeper things, the more important things in life. But also it's very active though too. It's like this Queen of Wands of the fire element. It seeks to create, to be dynamic, and to adventure far. And then this cosmic egg is very interesting. You guys are guardians of something very precious. I see you kind of acting as this snake, but also being very connected to this sense of wonder, like cosmic vision and understanding. You have a worldliness, or at least that's what you guys strive to stay connected to, is this bigger picture way of thinking and living that can connect you to a lot of very beautiful, enriching situations, people. And what's cool about this too is the egg. Any of the egg cards are about fertility and birthing something or creating something new. So you guys have some very, I feel like this has to do with some of your dreams. You have some very special dreams and potential to unlock, especially in this lifetime. But also at the same time, having this 10 of Swords here means letting go or being willing, it's this question of what are you willing to let go in order to unlock more of this potential, more options and possibilities for the future. Let's pull you guys some more cards. I also think with the buffalo, especially the white buffalo, because white is a very spiritual color. Part of your journey here and your mission is also to guide others too, to lead the pack, but also, people to be that source of grounding, to be an important resource and guide for others, spiritually especially. Okay. Pile 2. What is Pile 2's special talent? What do we have? Ooh, we have dice, gamble. I love this card. And we also have authenticity, handwriting. Okay, so dice asks, what are we willing to take a chance on in life? To what extent are we willing to risk everything or risk anything at all for fortune, for prosperity and possibilities? This also makes me think of luck too. You guys have a lot of luck. You have some divine blessings, very good karma too, that will crop up on your path along the way, or that you might notice throughout your life as being saved in certain situations, or avoiding certain roadblocks or challenges. That's what's cool though too about the camel. Camel is a navigator. It's a guide. Again, I keep getting this imagery of someone who is like a translator or a foreign language teacher. You have this ability to translate things, to get around obstacles as if you were in a foreign country. Or this is a skill that you're picking up. Again, this is your talent, is being able to siphon through and move beyond simple challenges, or even to rise to the occasion and to put your faith in something bigger and much grander. Like the destination, right? Or even in just the potential and growth. Okay, so we also have handwriting. Ooh, okay, this makes me think of stories, storytelling, having stories to tell. Even chronicling your expeditions, your adventures, and your insights. You guys might actually be gifted in writing, or messages could come to you in the form of words, signs that you see in books, literal signs like street signs, certain symbols too. Handwriting doesn't have to just be words. It can also be other things that are written down, images. This is very cool. Okay, let's roll the Astro Dice to see if we can get any last minute messages on your special talent. Pile 2. Ooh, okay, so we have Jupiter. Yes, talk about luck. Jupiter is a very benevolent energy, also expansive, deals with growth, spiritual growth. We have the 8th house, which is the house of endings, mystery. That's really interesting, especially too with this camel, because I do feel like you guys often have that feeling like you're wandering through the dark, or that there's a lot unknown to you in life. There's a lot of mystery and things to be discovered, to explore. Jupiter expands this area of life for you. So notice actually what is in your 8th house. Do you have any planets there? Because those could also play a special role in not just your life mission, but influence these gifts, this talent. And then we also have Virgo. Virgo actually is also, I think of handwriting, writing, because Virgo is the earthly form of Mercury, and Mercury deals with communication. This also makes sense though, seeing that this white buffalo was your initial card, because that's all about being rooted and grounded, right? So I think your talent really is about accumulating rich experiences and being able to share them with people, to tell your story, to guide people, to act as a kind of resource, a leader, and also to seek out the deeper mysteries in life. So I will leave this pile here for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. For all of you who chose this Tiger's Eye stone, let's see what your special talent is. Okay, so we have we have Divine Masculine as well as the Lakota tribe. Okay, the first thing that actually jumps out at me is this color scheme. We have oranges, reds, and yellows, which are all tied to our lower chakras. So our base, our solar, and our root chakra. You guys could be more connected to those centers, those energy points, which are strongly associated with our will, our drive, our creativity, our passion, and sense of grounding. The Divine Masculine is all about action, initiation, freedom, and independence. You guys could have a strong drive or strong even sense of yourself, confidence. Leadership could be another theme here. The Lakota tribe is that sense of connection to others, to community, and even the people who are most close to us, our loved ones, close friends. You guys probably have a lot of really good friends or sense of support in your life. You have a lot of people who are here for you, rooting for you. You guys probably make really good leaders though, especially with this Divine Masculine energy, because the masculine wants to take charge of a situation. I think also because we have it with tribe, you guys have this inkling or pulling. Maybe you feel like you're naturally destined to lead in something, to be a leader, perhaps in a particular field or area, or just in your life, to be the one in charge, to make decisions, to not have to fall back on other people. Although that could be one of the lessons that you're having to learn, is that sometimes we need to. Sometimes it's okay to ask for help or to fall back on the support that you do have. And being vulnerable, being okay with showing weakness or falling into your limitations, and working with them as opposed to viewing them as challenges, okay? You guys also have a very fierce spirit. Another thing I wanted to say was that your energy is activated. It feels very potent. Other people might sense this as well when you walk into a room. Like, you know where you're going, you know where to sit down. You know what you're about, and there's no messing around here. You're here to get to the point, okay? I mean, maybe you have some strong fire energy in your chart, because this is really coming through to me as you lighting up a room and just having a presence and air about you. That could also be part of your leadership charisma. Like, maybe you guys look like someone who's a leader, so you're actually selling it. It's not just something on the inside, but it radiates externally. It's something that people can pick up on immediately, is that you look like someone of importance or who should be in charge, you know? And probably who has the capacities to do so as well. Part of your destiny here is to learn how to take on challenges, which I think you are already very good at, but also how to stand in the face of certain challenges that might seem overwhelming, and to not act with force. That's one of the things about masculine energy, is when it's in a lower state or vibration, it can be more prone to acting out of aggression and force, as opposed to, you know, gentleness and understanding. So that is something that you guys are learning in this life, especially having a lot of this more masculine energy. And that's regardless of your gender too. I think it's more so just which side is the more dominating force in your life, which for you guys, at least when it comes to your talent and what you're gifted and meant to do here in this life, has a lot to do with your masculine drive. It's divinely guided, and it's almost there for the taking. I feel like there's some kind of great conquest or pursuit that you dream about in life, or that you dream of eventually achieving, like climbing a mountain, that kind of uphill allegory. Because life is always going to, you know, there's always going to be more roadblocks or rough patches, but it's your destiny to swim through them, even to swim against the tide and to pave your own way. Okay, so let's get into your tarot. What is pile 3's special talent? Whoa. Okay, let's keep going. Pile 3. What is pile 3's special talent? Ooh, okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Wow, I love this Ace of Pentacles. Honestly, though, this is one of my favorite cards in the deck, I'm not gonna lie. In your case, this is symbolic of your goals and new opportunities appearing to you. I feel like some of you guys are destined to fall, or maybe you were meant to from birth to fall into a certain profession, a certain lifestyle. Maybe it was that your father or your doctor, doctor, I want to say, maybe was a doctor and then you were destined to become one. Or it could also be, it doesn't have to be a profession, but I feel like there's something, maybe it was passed down to you, and if not, it was just really clear that you were meant to follow a certain path from the time you were born, especially to your family or people who've known you. Maybe it was destined, like you wanted something in particular, you wanted to achieve a certain goal, and it was so clear, it's so clear that that is meant for you. Because this Ace of Pentacles represents that possibility and opportunity, kind of that ultimate opportunity for not just success, but security and value, attaining something that is meaningful, that goes beyond the physical. Okay, let's keep going. Pile 3. Special talent. Okay, the Nine of Swords, the Emperor, the Four of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so this Emperor card is definitely you. It's that very masculine, pushing forward kind of energy of conquest and desire, letting that side of yourself lead. Also, just being a leader, okay? I think your special talent really is being able to take charge and to create prosperity in your life, in the lives of those around you, because you have this Lakota tribe. So it's almost like any uphill, up-leveling prosperity you achieve also rubs off on those around you. It's like if you're a king in prosperity or this emperor, your kingdom is also going to benefit from your success, okay? And this Nine of Swords, to me, this represents discouragement. Again, it's so important for you guys to get that encouragement, especially from your support systems in your life, so that you don't feel sometimes like there's no way out or there's no winning. Because for this pile in particular, I'm just getting such a strong inkling that you have a specific goal or a specific dream in mind that's picked out, that's intended for you. Regardless of whether or not other people see it, you know deep down that there's something for you that you're meant to have and attain. And that certainty is what you seek, especially among others. So look for that. Look for those around you who aren't just supportive, but who bring you that sense of security and certainty of your path, who validate that, even if it seems weird or weak of you to ask for that. Don't think of it as weakness or vulnerability, because that's the thing with this Nine of Swords, is it brings up our fears. It's basically like when we're having an existential moment, a crisis, where we question everything. And in those moments, what saves us, like literally what saves us, is others. Making an important decision in life and just getting that confirmation from someone else that this is what I think. And then you have that reaction. Oh, okay, good. That was what I had intended to from the beginning. That was, yeah, we're on the same page. Even something as simple as that is a sign that it's meant to be, that this is the road to go down. So let's pull you guys more cards. What animals are associated with pile? No, let's keep going. Okay, I didn't shuffle this enough. What spirits, animal spirits, are most linked to pile three's special talent? Okay, these are the ones. We have, scorpion and snake. Oh my gosh, you guys got like the deadliest, some of the more venomous creatures in the deck here. So you're someone to watch out for. Again, that feeling that I got was that when you walk into a room, or in general, people just know not to mess around, like not to even get under your skin. Because you guys can be deadly, especially, but you need to watch out for that though, that you're not stinging people, that you're not, especially in times when you are feeling hurt or vulnerable, that you don't resort to certain tactics that hurt others just in the moment, okay? And both of these animals are strongly linked to transformation, also the sign of Scorpio too. You might be one, or it could just be a prominent energy in your life. Because you guys, you have such strong desires, which is amazing. That's part of who you are and why you're here. But also that can at times be your weakness, or reveal your vulnerabilities and areas where you might feel inadequate or less than in the eyes of others. So a big lesson here, learning lesson that is in being your own leader in your life. And yes, relying on others for support, but there could come a day where those same people, where you don't have that leading influence in your life and you can't look to others to make decisions. And so you have to figure it out, right? The fact also that we got a lot of pentacle cards tells me that your talent is really working through earthly material things, through the material realm. The pentacles are linked to the tangible world and things that we can see, that we can work with our hands, our literal career, our profession, money, all those kinds of things. So you guys, your dreams are probably physical, like attaining a physical kind of prosperity or achievement. But what's interesting about these creatures is that they're highly psychic. And also, I think because what strikes me is that they're very poisonous and deadly, is to almost, be careful, be cautious of your own capabilities, because they sometimes might, especially if you want something so badly, just be careful that you don't end up stinging yourself in the process, okay? But also, this talent, this gift of leadership and drive does allow you the vehicle of transformation to die and become someone else who's better, and to constantly go through that cycle until you are the leader and you've overcome your weaknesses and you're okay with, you've made peace with that. Okay, so I will leave this pile here for now. These were the main things I was receiving. This was kind of a more deep pile, but I hope it resonated and was helpful. If you guys liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey Pile 4, welcome to your reading. For those of you who chose the clear quartz, let's take a look and see what your special talent is. Okay, so for your oracle card, we have surrender. There's a very calming and washful energy to this group. Almost like a wave, when it crashes, it's not crashing, but you know how it goes and then it washes things away. That could be part of your talent, is providing calm and peace, especially when people need it, or anything you do. That could be a talent involving tuning in to deep meditation. You guys could also just be very connected to the water element, which is about our subconscious, things beneath the surface, our emotional and inner world. Also mysteries. You guys might be more connected to science, like earth, ocean science. You could have a fascination about certain mysteries or phenomena in nature. I feel like your talent is to kind of wash over people, to wash things away, to cleanse things too. I don't know why, but whenever, or no, but just now I was getting a more religious connotation to that, like washing away one's sins or making people how a priest gives confessions. I don't know. Maybe people like to confide in you, pile 4, or feel like they can get some reassurance, some peace and calm from you. Maybe you're in a profession that kind of provides that to people as well. Like you make people feel safe, secure. And this blue color is tied to the throat chakra. So you guys could be very gifted at expressing yourself through your voice, talking to people, listening. Listening especially, because sometimes when people do have blocked throat chakras, they're communicating too much and not taking in other people. They're not listening, okay? So that's another part of this, is listening and also expressing oneself. Let's get into your tarot. Pile 4. What is pile 4's special talent? The thing is, some of you guys might be clairaudient or be able to hear things that are out of the ordinary. Okay, so we have the 6 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Fool. I feel like you guys have, okay, this might be getting really deep and emotional already, but I feel like you guys have the ability to take away others' pain somehow, and to, I don't know, maybe some of you guys literally take on that energy and then have to cleanse yourself of it later. Some of you guys might be trauma therapists or even work with children. But yeah, I do feel like that's something that you do. The 6 of Wands is very victorious. I feel like you guys are very noble in your gift and how you choose to use it, with who you choose to share it with too, because this is very particular to you, and not everyone deserves to be saved or to have your kind of healing magic influence them. Okay, we also have the Hanged Man and the 5 of Cups. We have some very interesting cards here that I wouldn't normally combine or associate with, them to have similarities. Some of you guys must be in a healing profession though, because I do strongly get that sense of cleaning people, like bandaging a wound. This could be physically healing people or emotionally and spiritually just being there for them. And this doesn't have to be necessarily your profession or what you do in your everyday life, but I think people around you could definitely rely on you for some of this magic and this healing power that you have. I think you guys oftentimes find yourself in situations where you end up contemplating what is the deeper meaning behind, why does one person have to suffer, or why does the world work this way? Because this Queen of Swords, she is someone who asks these difficult questions. She's very rational and objective though, but at the same time perceptive to what's going on in the world and, what can I do to mitigate or to inspire truth and a greater sense of justice and fairness in the world. And of course the Fool is very innocent. That's that child card of innocence and youth. You guys could just be more connected to your inner child though, I don't know, maybe that is sometimes it gets you to this point of just confusion and being caught up on these deeper quandaries about either your own life, the lives of others, what's the bigger point behind things. And this could be rooted from certain traumas in your own past or that you've witnessed in your life that inspire you to be good and to act in noble ways towards others. Seeing this Five of Cups, especially as this more central energy, points towards some kind of deep loss or sadness or regret, perhaps on your end. Or this could be a shared kind of experience too that you have with others. But I feel like there's something very particular and specific to each and every one of you who chose this pile that is that star influence that is the reason or the motivation behind the way you act, behind every little action or consideration you have. There's this thing in the background that is the reason why it's so important to heal either this inner child or to heal and keep others in this Fool state. But let's keep going. What animal spirit guides can we get that are associated with this talent? What kind of talent is this? Pile fours. Special talent. Oh, they just popped out. Okay. Wow. We have the Phoenix and Tiger. That's actually very interesting because both of these creatures are kind of have a different energy from the one that I was feeling intuitively, which was very calm and still. Because Tiger, well, actually, now that you mention it, or now that I mention it, Tiger is still most of the time. Spends a lot of its time sleeping. But when it when it is awakened though, it's fierce. I feel like you guys are very driven though. You have a quality of leadership and also helping others to become their own warrior, their own leader too. Because I do feel like your purpose is more so linked with or wrapped up in healing others and being a guiding light, offering people hope, wisdom, optimism. And that's also what this Phoenix is about because it's always reborn. It never dies. So I feel like almost that's what you offer to the people in your life and also to the people who are touched by you, is that sense of not losing hope and that everything will eventually end but will be reborn again, and almost like there's no escaping one's fate, one's karma, but all one can do is make the best of things and be here, present, now. Honestly, yeah, okay, your talent, pile 4, is enlightening others. I think that's what it is. Because this kind of goes beyond just simple healing and offering of peace and support, but almost, providing a kind of spiritual cushion or, I wanted to say trampoline, or that's what I'm seeing is, helping someone spiritually to see, to lift and be able to see way up there, see what's going on in their life, or just spiritually to solve their problems. You guys kind of act like that. To other people, you show them, okay, but look at what this could be though, or that there is something greater to all of this. Because you can see this this is connected to the element of spirit, the circle. So you guys initiate people on their spiritual journeys. You've probably, I don't know, but I have a feeling like most people who you've come in contact with have been touched by you in some way, where they've been awakened, or maybe that was an initiating phase on their spiritual journey or along that path. But that's what's so cool about this Six of Wands or Six of Rods, is that you act kind of as a messenger, but also as this leader, like this tiger who awakens others to a much higher spiritual existence or consciousness. Okay, let's pull you guys some more cards. Wow. Pile 4. What is their talent? Ooh. Huh? You guys, we have fire, spontaneity, and shooting star, confirmation. I love this shooting star card. This is about, obviously, a wish. Something coming true for you. And I feel like you act like the star in the lives of people who know you or who you have encountered. That hope and that spiritual regeneration and initiation. Because the star, especially a shooting star, it gives people something to believe in. And I feel like you guys, I don't know, but I guess this does come back to that kind of religious allegory that I was getting earlier, or, way of thinking about this, is that I think in a way, one of your missions here that's also wrapped up in this talent of yours is bringing meaning and truth to people's lives, helping them to initiate their spiritual journeys and to surrender too. Because this initial card, surrender, comes back to other people in the form of healing. That's what's so cool about this Phoenix card, is because whenever it heals and is reborn again, it comes back even stronger and more renewed, which is also very cool, seeing that we have this fire. You guys got the fire card, and the Phoenix is obviously tied to the fire element. And fire deals with rebirth, transformation, and also life. It's life-giving, heat, warmth. You remind people of what it's like to be alive, like why we're here, and about the deeper meanings and priorities in life. So the last thing I want to do is roll the astro dice just to see if we can get any last minute messages for you guys on this talent. Pile 4. Okay, so we have Virgo, 11th house, and Mercury. Beautiful. Okay, so Virgo is that healing energy. Virgo is also a perfectionist too. So I do feel like when it comes to this Phoenix and all the energy of the cards that we do have, Virgo is always about becoming better and refining. And it's also a very healing energy because it's tied to our health, our physical well-being, the things that we can see in our reality, and also doing something about that too. Like Virgo is an active sign. It's about being proactive, taking those steps to maintain ourselves, to maintain others in our environment too. We also have the 11th house, which is the house of our larger hopes, dreams, aspirations, also our social network too, which I feel like is very meaningful to you. And Mercury Mercury actually rules Virgo, so there could be something very significant about your Mercury. And also I was getting that earlier too with this blue color, because that's the throat chakra, which is how we speak. You guys could have a lot of healing power in your voice and in how you express yourself to others. That's very encouraging. That provides, I don't know, that is a gateway to your potential and your larger visions of the future. Okay, so I will leave this pile here for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.